against Snyder. The NFL is conducting their own investigation against the team after the Post previously reported multiple allegations of workplace misconduct that's been levied against the franchise. On the field, Alex Smith taking part in individual drills on Thursday. He got some work in with his receivers at Washington's practice. His status for this weekend is unknown as he continues to deal with a calf strain, which means despite all the drama surrounding off-field activities, Dwayne Haskins could get the start come Saturday, or Sunday, I should say, against the Panthers.
He did have a good day today. It was promising. We'll see how he is in the morning. As I've told you guys, when a guy does a lot of work, we always try to see how he feels in the morning because that's always a good indicator. And, he had a good day yesterday. This morning he was okay. Today he had a good day. He did a lot of work, and that's all promising. In the meantime, Dwayne took his reps that we had mapped out for him, and then Taylor Heineke took some reps that we had mapped out for him, as did Steven Montez.
Adam Schefter joining us now, and I have never felt so underdressed in my professional career. I was not expecting this, Adam. You got to send me the email. You got to send me the memo. I'll be festive with you.
Well, Nabil, I wasn't expecting it either, except the crew at NFL Live made me dress up after I didn't dress up for the initial segment, so I put this on to satisfy them, and you are the benefactor of me not wanting to change my clothes once again.
This is amazing. It is festive. It is part of the mood. I like it. We're going to go with it because we got to go with it. We got questions for you. We got to talk about Alex Smith. Listen, it's got to be a positive step forward that he was doing those individual drills today. But what's the realistic outlook for his status on Sunday?
The way it's been explained to me is that it would be challenging all week long for Alex Smith to start. Now, that doesn't mean he won't. He's obviously making progress, and Ron Rivera sounds encouraged with the way he's progressing. Dwayne Haskins has taken all the starter reps so far, and I think they want to see how Alex Smith feels on Friday morning, how that calf is coming along. The way it was described to me is calves can be tricky, and they want to be sure about this with Alex Smith. So again, I still think that Dwayne Haskins probably has a slight nudge to being the favorite to start this weekend against Carolina in a game Washington has to have, but I don't think they have a decision at all at this point in time.
Meanwhile, an odd situation with the Lions and their coaching staff. There's a major shakeup going into Saturday's game against Tampa. Interim head coach Darrell Bevell and 4 defensive assistants will not be on the sidelines due to COVID-19 protocols. A handful of coaches will be shifted around to cover different positions, including receivers coach Robert Prince, who will serve as head coach. Now, Bevell spoke about the unusual situation today.
As far as, the day-to-day, all the way up to game day, we'll be doing our same roles. Again, today I did our normal red area installs today. We're watching practice virtually. We're talking, making corrections with the coaches after. Still have all our meetings. Everything's exactly the same. Tomorrow's meetings will be the same. Just will not be able to be there on game day.
Listen, Adam, there is no playbook for this. What kind of challenges are going to be presented to Detroit, particularly on game day?
Well, Nabil, if the Denver Broncos could play a game without quarterbacks, the Lions could do it without essentially the key coaches in a game. But that's exactly what they're going to have to do this week. Obviously, Sean Ryan is going to be the offensive coordinator at this point in time. You look at all the people who will be out. Robert Prince becomes the interim coach for the interim coach who replaced Matt Patricia. Evan Rothstein is the assistant to the head coach. He now becomes the new defensive play caller, a man who's never called plays in a game. And all the other assistants there all get promotions on game day with Lions assistant coaches in roles that they've never been in before in a game against Tampa Bay. Now, again, keep in mind, this is all because of the COVID protocols, and a guy like Darrell Bevell spent the week isolated in a hotel room. It was his 28th wedding anniversary, couldn't even go be around his wife, couldn't be around his family, had to stay in this hotel room, and now doesn't get to coach the game against the Buccaneers.
Well, I know this. The Bucs, they could care less. With the win, they clinch a playoff spot, Adam. That suit, not everybody could pull it off. And I'm being honest with you.
Including me, Nabil, including me.
You somewhat pulled it off. I'll put it that way. Thank you and happy holidays, my friend.
Merry Christmas.
That was legendary. More to come from the NFL, including why the Titans' Derrick Henry could be a major problem for the Packers.
Saints, a win could clinch the NFC South for New Orleans. Super Bowl champion, 2-time Super Bowl champion Damian Woody with us now. Merry Christmas Eve to you, Damian. Always good to see you. Send the best to the entire fam. And I'm going to start with you here. So, Damian, tell me this. What's the biggest thing you need to... What? What's wrong?
Molly, Damien's
What?
back in the corner. Remember
No,
for how long
no,
he
there's
was
no
there,
corner.
like in
What
Scarface's
happened
house
to
with the
that
columns
man
behind him.
cave?
No.
And then,
I
then he
know,
gets
the
pushed in the corner by the
marbles,
kids.
the
They're all home for the
jerseys.
holidays
Look,
and
look,
COVID and everything.
No one puts baby in the
You
corner.
see what time it is. You got I know there's no corner here. You got the Christmas tree. You got the gifts. So I'm in a festive mood. So I just wanted to show that, this is not, this is not the corner like it was before. Stop it, Max. Stop.
That's a corner. That looks like
It is
that
very
looks like
festive.
your Christmas tree that you put there for TV. Will you stop it? Then you got shoved in the corner again, Wood.
Oh my gosh, you guys are nuts.
Oh,
Claim the
man.
house,
All right.
damn it, Woody. What's going on with you?
Come on. Damien, tell me this. What do you need to see from the Saints tomorrow?
Listen, I know people are going to talk about Drew Brees, but I'm going to go to the Saints on the defensive side of the football. This is a defense that's, they're playing like they're one of the best in the National Football League. But if you take a closer look at the Saints over the past couple of weeks, there's some issues that I think that needs to be addressed as they make this playoff push, particularly their rush defense. Last week they gave up 4.4 yards an attempt to the Kansas City Chiefs. And the week prior to that, they gave up over 200 yards rushing. That's something that they haven't done since, I believe, 1980, where they get given up that many rushing yards, having two separate 100-yard rushes. So when you typically, over the past couple of years, typically what we've seen from the New Orleans Saints on offense, Drew Brees has steadily declined as far as his play is concerned.
Looks like we got a little
this
glitch
New
there.
Orleans Saints defense.
Oh, there we go. Go ahead, Damien. Sorry, we just had a little glitch there.
Wood, you got to move to a part. Wood, you need to move to a part of the house with better Wi-Fi. They stuck you in the corner and they're sucking up all the Wi-Fi with their TikTok. They're on Zoom
like
with their friends. There's no Wi-Fi left in the Woody house.
Well, you might be right. They might be on everywhere with Wi-Fi on. So, but like I said, the Saints defense got to show up. If they want to make a playoff run, a deep playoff run to ultimately get to Tampa, I think this defense got to continue to show up, particularly this week against the Minnesota Vikings and that rushing attack with Dalvin Cook.
Kids, I got to be on TV. Dad, I'm on a Zoom call with my friends. Hey, listen, I hear what you're saying about the defense, Wood. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right now, circumstances have conspired to make the defense look worse than it really is. First of all, the Eagles are good with Jalen Hurts because Doug Peterson's actually a very good coach. I had to be reminded. Right? Carson Wentz was holding the team back. As soon as you put Hurts in, it looks like they did when they had Nick Foles, right? Suddenly, they're hard to defend. So I don't hold that against the Saints, and it was going in. It's a trap game. It's the Eagles. They're terrible. Oh, wait a minute. They're not terrible. And Hurts can not only fast, but he can throw the ball too. And so that was one. And then you play the Chiefs. Well, guess what? They might run on you because you have a lot to worry about in the passing game, the vertical passing game especially. So that's going to loosen things up for the run. I'm not too concerned about the Saints' defense. By far, for me, the answer is Drew Brees. What I need to see from the Saints this week is a recovering Drew Brees on a trajectory that would take him to being an elite quarterback again. No, his arm isn't what it used to be, and he never had a howitzer, right? But he needs to be a guy who we believe, he can be in the elite. There's Mahomes and Rodgers, and then there's Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson and Josh Allen, and Drew Brees needs to be in that group. If not with Rodgers and Mahomes in that next group. He has to make us believe that because you're right, in recent years, he's worn down. He's old, and he gets hit. And by the end of the season, besides calls going against them, he didn't look so great in the playoffs. But in a way, the silver lining for having 1,000 fractured ribs and a punctured lung at the age of 41, right? The silver lining is in recruitment.